Welcome back to digital class, and now we are looking at this topic about light, and now we are focusing mainly on shadow. So what actually is a shadow? So what is shadow? Shadow basically is the dark region behind an object that light cannot reach. Okay? So how shadow is actually formed? Is because of the properties of light. Light travels in a straight line. So when an object is either partially or fully blocked by the light, this shadow will form. And again, when I mentioned in the previous video, I just mentioned about this object, right? This object, it can be either opaque, it can be either translucent, or it can be either transparent. And again, because of the properties of the transparency, it decide how the shadow looks like. If it's an opaque, it's a dark shadow. If it's a translucent object, it forms a light shadow. If it's a transparent, it allows lights to pass through, then either a very light shadow or a no shadow actually appears at all. Okay? Now, however, what is important here that either this objects how it looks like, but it actually can cast different shadows. Again, even is the same object can cast different shadow. Okay? Huh? How does it actually happen? Why? Let's look at here. Example, if this is object A, this is an object like this, right? So if I actually shine the light like this, it show the shadow like this. But if I turn around, I just move the object to become like this, and I shine on it, it can be different because of the different position that I actually place on the torch. Okay, for either I move upside down or either in the different angles. Okay, and again, this is how different shapes actually happens. But different size actually could happen also. For instance, object A, if I move closer to the torch, you can see the shadow is bigger. If this one I move a bit further, this object, then this shadow will be smaller. Okay? I mean, of course, now I'm moving the object A. It works the same way if I move the torch a bit closer. Okay? I mean, the same way if this screen is being brought in or brought far away, it causes an effect on the sizes also. Okay? And that's basically how these shadows happen. And shadow in our real life also appears a lot, especially in the interaction of sun. So let's look at here. The sun appears to move across the sky from our viewpoint on Earth, right? Because if we're standing on Earth, since that is the sun is moving, but we are the one actually moving. The Earth is actually moving. Okay? And because of this kind of moving that happen, the length and the positions of the shadows on Earth are different. So you just stand outside, and when the sun is actually shining on top, then you see that this is our shadow. But different timing, it actually different. So for example, noon, the sun is highest in the sky, and you see that our shadows of objects or shadow of us is actually very short. So for example, you are standing here, if the sun is on top, your shadow is like almost like here, or can almost don't have also can. Okay, it depends. Okay, and if it's morning, the sun is lowest. Example, it's around here. It's like coming down already. Then maybe your shadow is a bit like this. So I mean, it depends also. Okay, this also can happen when we have the road light. Okay, for example, I have a road light like this. Then you are standing here. Then the light is shining. Then your shadows will form like this. But if you stand in here, then your shadows will be a bit like this. So again, it cause a different effect based on where you stand. Okay, that's basically how this sun and shadow also actually works in our daily everyday life. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.